Welcome to SolidCAM Professor. I'm Sydney, your SolidCAM Professor, with one of many videos available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's continue in this session and talk about automatic creating of chains. Now, let's start with Auto General. Now, Auto General is as follows. If I were to, say, click on this edge over here and switch over to Auto General, at this point, it'll show me, okay, what are my options? It's showing me that I can either go this way or that way. So I'll just click on the direction I want to go, and I can just continue on that way. But it shows me every single point what my options are. However, working on solids such as this one, this is not always feasible. So for that, we have a different option called Auto Constant Z. I'll cancel what I did up until that point and I'll start again. If I click on the first edge, as I've done before, and then I click on Auto Constant Z, what Auto Constant Z actually does, it'll work automatically on the elements that are on the same Z level. So if I have a line over here or an element over here, it'll not pick those up because that is changing the Z direction. So I'm just going to click on Auto Constant Z, and you note that it picked up automatically now this entire chain as shown over here. And this was done just by clicking on Auto Constant Z. Now, there are times when I create a geometry, such as for this area over here, where I actually want to leave this edge open, not as part of the geometry, but to go all the way around and to stop over here. For that, I can use Auto Constant Z, but I can also add this option over here called Auto 2 that allow me to pick a point where I want the automatic constant Z to stop. The way that's done is very simple. Let me just erase the chain I previously created, and I'll start again, but this time I'll choose the option of Auto Constant Z. I'll start by picking my first element over here. I'll click Auto 2 and choose Auto Constant Z. And all I have to do right now is click on where I want this to end. I want it to end at this point over here. And you note it'll go all the way up until that point and it'll stop over there. If that's all I want, all I have to do is to accept the chain over here. And now I've created a chain this way using the automatic constant Z, but also using Auto 2 to control up until what point I want this to go. Now let's continue with our next option of Auto Delta Z. If we take a look, for example, on this floor over here, this floor is actually on a slant. So using Auto Constant Z won't work on this floor because this is not a constant Z towards the rest of the elements. This line itself over here, this element itself over here, is not constant Z in itself. So for that, we have the option of Auto Delta Z, where it allows me to actually deviate from the actual Z level that I'm working on to go to another Z level as well. The way this works is simple. If I click on Auto Delta Z, note on the side, on the left-hand side of it, there's an icon that opens up, which I can click on, that'll open up this window over here. Now, in this window, I can say how much I'm willing it to deviate in the Z plus level and in the Z minus direction as well. I'm just going to give it a distance of 18 millimeters plus and also minus 18 in the negative direction and say OK. Now, if I start over here, click on this element over here, I want to change direction, so I'll just click on the next element to change the direction, and note that it picked up the entire chain even though it wasn't on the same Z level. That's because I allowed it in the Auto Delta Z to deviate from the actual Z level that I started from. For more videos on SolidCAM Professor, please go to our website www.solidcam.com and look for the tab called SolidCAM Professor. Thank you for joining us on SolidCAM Professor. Take care and have a nice day.